Hi Lila, hi Emmanuel. It's Dad or Daddy, however old you are when you see this. Probably Dad. Um, Wanted to do a message. Today's Andrea's birthday. It's August 2nd, 2023. So, happy birthday, Andrea, wherever you are in the world. And had a busy day today. I bought another motorcycle. I bought a motorcycle a week ago from a friend, but it was an old used one, and he charged me a little too much because he was going to let me make payments. So rather than charge interest, he just charged me probably about 2,000 pesos, which is $100 more than what it was worth. And I was appreciative of it, but almost right away something broke on it. And then when I was driving it home from his house, he lives kind of far from me. The front end was wobbling a little bit, and I had to go up big hills, and so I could just tell I was going to have more problems with this thing, and I was going to be putting money in it every month. And I thought to myself, well, I'm going to put money in this. Why not put money in a new one if I can get one on credit? And so I had our trailer, which I was holding on for the longest time because I've always had hope that maybe one day Mom will call me and we can get things fixed, and I could come get you guys. And of course, we'd need the trailer to haul everything back. And after 2.5 years, I just kind of gave up on it, and I didn't want to keep the trailer was taking up space in the warehouse down below, and I'd really like to have the space if I can have it, and I needed the money. And so, long story short, I sold the trailer on Monday. Some very, very nice people from Mexico border. They have a lot of money, and the girl is from Texas, and the guy's from Mexico, and he's a Mexican with bright blue eyes. They're a very nice family, very apparently wealthy. They bought the trailer, and like right away it was no problem. They paid what I was asking for it, and so I had some money, and so I went to town today. I talked to a friend of mine. Oh, you know Raquel. I did a video on Raquel a couple days ago, and I talked to Raquel, and I was just talking to her, and I was asking her about, is there any way I could get credit on a motorcycle without being a legal resident in Mexico? And she goes, if you want, I can have my sister do it for you. And I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, she'll do it for you. It's no problem. I'm like, are you sure? Raquel's about, I think, 67, and her sister's a couple years older than her, so she's probably 69. And she's a retired doctor, and she's very religious, but of course, I know, and Raquel knows that her being religious doesn't save anybody. And so her sister doesn't quite see eye to eye with Raquel and I on our faith in Jesus Christ. And but she's still a nice lady, and it's like Raquel said, she doesn't know she's going to hell. She thinks she's, doing things right, and so we pray for her. Anyways, long story short, she's a very nice lady. Her name is Alma. And Raquel called her and said, hey, and she was talking in Spanish too fast for me to understand. And she was basically saying, hey, Asher wants to get a motorcycle, and he has some of the money, he has a little more than half. Can you buy the motorcycle? Because it's 12 months without interest. And then he'll pay you back in the 12 months. And in the meantime, you'll have his money, and you can put it in a bank account, and it'll earn you interest. And that's pretty smart, actually. So to her, it's almost an opportunity. It's a win-win, because she gets to take my money, put it in an interest-earning bank account for 12 months and earn interest on it. And as long as I pay off the motorcycle, the difference in the next 12 months, no harm, no foul. She made money on top of my money. Everybody won. Everybody won. It was a winner all around. So anyways, I went into town today with Raquel and her sister at 8 o'clock this morning. They sell motorcycles at like grocery stores here. I mean, because motorcycles are so common because the cities are tight and compact, and there's speed bumps everywhere, so you don't get a lot of accidents. Like United States, everything's spread out. So if you get a motorcycle, you get a 50-50 chance of being killed on a motorcycle. Here, you probably got more of a 90, like a 1 or 2% chance, right? I mean, it happens. Don't get me wrong, it happens. But that's when people get reckless. So motorcycles in Mexico are a lot safer. A lot of people have them because gas is a lot cheaper on a motorcycle. Everybody's familiar with everybody around them being on motorcycles. So it's very, very, very common. In the United States, it's only the young guys, and they get motorcycles that have like 1,000 cc's or 1,500 cc's. Well, in Mexico, people are driving motorcycles with like 110 cc's. Sometimes they get up to 200 cc's, 250 cc's. But unless somebody has like a really, really expensive motorcycle, they're going to be really low output. They can look really nice, but they're not going to be like these big, massive crotch rockets that they have in the United States. So what I'm trying to say is it's a lot safer in Mexico. So I'm happy because I finally got a motorcycle. It's brand spanking new, 0 miles on it, no issues, no problems. I'm going to give the other motorcycle back to my friend because I put 1,000 down payment on it, 1,000 pesos, which is $50. And I'm just going to let him keep that money. And now I can get work in town because before I had to drive my diesel into town. And the money you can make in Mexico is way, way less than in the States, although you have less expenses too. But by the time I drove my diesel back and forth every day for 5 days a week, and I got paid, like I only had a little bit of money left over, so it wasn't worth it. So it was imperative that I get a motorcycle to get into town, and I can take back roads to get into town, and it's safe, a lot safer. And now I can make money and just spend a little bit of money on gas. That motorcycle will go a long way and go very far with just a little bit of gas. So anyways, that was my day. I spent pretty much the last 3 days in town. After that, after the trailer sold and I had the money, I had a lot of things I had to do. I had to pay off my electric bill, I had to pay internet, I had to pay gas, water. I had so many things I had to pay that I was way behind on. And so pretty much I spent all the money from the trailer. I'm back at even. I have a motorcycle now. I made my first month's payment. I got to make 11 more. I think I can get it paid off pretty quick. I got a job today, so I'm happy about that. I'm going to be working for a mechanic, which I don't really care to work for a mechanic because you get all greasy. But I like it. It's fun. I like doing mechanics. I'm okay at it, and I'm sure I'm going to learn a lot because I never had an official mechanic job. I worked at a garage before, changing tires and stuff, and I took auto mechanics in high school for 2 years. Of course, I fixed my truck. So I'm not like a novice, but I'm more of just a grade above a novice, like a helper. And anyways, I'm happy. I like doing that work. I'm just going to do it long enough to pay off this bike. And I'd much rather work for a carpenter or something, making tables and furniture, or being an electrician, because you don't get really dirty doing those. You get sawdust on you, but that's not a problem. Anyways, that was my day, and I have to say, Lila and Emmanuel, today was a Preston day. Oh man, I missed Preston so much today. I thought about that boy so much. My heart's breaking thinking about it now. What happened was I was eating at the restaurant next door, and these people brought this little boy, and the mom has to carry him. And he's just this cute little boy, and he reminds me so much of Preston when he was little. The mom has to carry him because his legs don't work or something, like he was born with a handicap situation. But he's a cute little boy, and you could see the love with the mother and the father. They carry him everywhere. You can just see the love. The love is just vibrating off of them. And is that the right word? Vibrating off of them? I don't know. But you can just feel the love, see the love. And this little boy, his face looks like Preston when he was his age. Oh man, my heart just went out for Preston today. I missed him all day today. Today was definitely a Preston day. Some days are Lila days, some days are Emmanuel days. Most days are Lila and Emmanuel days, but every once in a while I have a Preston day. I have a lot of Preston days, but not as much as Lila and Emmanuel because I spent so many more years with Preston. And every once in a while I have a Caleb day, and every once in a while I have an Andrea day. But like Andreas are very, very rare. It's usually if I have a dream about her when she was younger, because she was the most angelic young lady. And then, of course, she turned 18 and all that went out the window. But she was an amazing, amazing daughter. I was so pleased with her. I remember telling somebody one time, it would totally, utterly devastate me if Andrea passed away at a young age, because I knew she had so much potential. She was such a wonderful young lady. So sometimes I dream about her being young, and I remember that, and have an Andrea Day. But I love you guys so much, Lila and Emmanuel and Preston, and I miss you guys. And I pray God reunites us and restores my family and restores my marriage and lets us be together again. And God bless you guys.